The book is entitled The Bird in Santa's Beard, and it's a story of a bird that is somehow left behind after the migration and takes up residence in of all places, Santa's beard. And the story, as it develops, is a story of compassion and kindness. It leads to a dilemma when the bird lays eggs in the beard, and then what happens is Santa's immobilized. He can't go anywhere, he can't visit with the children, and so he and the bird, Santa and the bird, work out a plan to solve the problem, and the problem is solved when helpers are recruited from all over the world. And so what the story does, from end to end, it explains why there are so many Santas that children see at Christmas time, but also it explains this answer in the context of compassion, kindness, cooperation, mutual problem solving, and family. Typically, the children love the large illustrations, the large photographs. They love the fact that I am the character in the book as well as the author. And so what I enjoy the most is when a little one will say, "Is that you in the book?" And I say, "I think it is." And typically I'll hold one of the pages that has my glasses on it and I'll roll my eyes and say, "Yes, I think it is indeed." And that generally gets a good laugh out of them. Stories are, in children's books, if they're well done, represent an amazing possibility for families. Story time at night should be looked upon as that time when parents, grandparents, or loving adults can relate to children and develop the relationship more fully between parent or adult and child. What happens in that environment is the child is listening intently, and as an adult, we have the ability to read these stories, but not only read stories, but comment as we go. That's referred to as active reading. And when I write my stories, I try to write them with the idea that the parents can not only just read the stories, but talk to them about some of these concepts like kindness and compassion and mutual problem solving and teamwork and how we're all in this together and how I love you and you love me. And those times just before bedtime represent an investment in family. And so, yes, I encourage families to read these stories together. I want parents and grandparents and loving adults to not only just read the story, but give of themselves and talk about how these things, these themes are so important to develop little ones. Reading time with children is time that you're building a relationship with children. Children are truly the most wonderful gift we have been given as adults. Additionally, we only have a small amount of time in our lives when we can believe in fantasy. And this, with children who believe, is a magical time in life. And our life is really centered around belief, whether it's religious belief, belief in oneself. I can't judge other people's belief, but I can tell you that belief is one of the core elements of existence that make life worthwhile.